We didn't shoot it with any other way to cut it than what the film is. We were flying without a net, but it was just like, okay, we're gonna all do it together.
Yeah.
And that concentration of energy created such a really communal spirit on the set that we all felt, that made for a very pleasurable experience under those circumstances.
I'm Sammy Birch, and I'm the screenwriter of May December.
Hi, I'm Todd Haynes. I'm the director of May December.
I'm Christopher Blauvelt. I'm the cinematographer of May December.
And this is how we did it.
The real seed was probably thinking about the Mary Kay Letourneau case. At some point, it occurring to me that the kids that they had were grown. So this image of this empty house filled with all the things that haven't been said, that was kind of the seed of wanting to do a fictionalized version of a couple like that.
There was a lot of interest in this script. And Natalie just formed a production company and they seized upon it. She sent it to me, and when you read it on the page, it set in motion all of this thinking, this intertextuality between what's happening in the scenes and what you're thinking as you're reading it. It never really ends up with a product. It doesn't redeem either of these women. They're always in this tension. The whole way that women are mirroring each other, but the literal placement of scenes in mirrors. You know, direct address is used in different ways in movies. I couldn't think of a lot of examples of it being used this way, where the actor just looks into the lens of the camera as their reflection in a mirror, and you don't have to necessarily establish that there's a mirror. You just let the performance tell you that. With Natalie's character, Elizabeth, being the source of most of the looking, because she's studying this other person as her subject. But that looking is reciprocated and mirrored back onto her through Julianne looking at her being looked at.
Ed Lachlan had fallen and broke his femur, so he wasn't going to be able to do the film. My answer is like, you don't have to give me a credit. There's this amazing image book which helped inform me right away, like what Todd was thinking. And then there was the go-between music. Todd would have cues already lined up for like, oh, this scene, hold on, he would push play. And then I would watch this crazy man have this like maniacal laugh. And it was infectious, like, of course I'm all in. And you can feel it in the film, and it became this like strong signature that just makes it such a bold and unique way to explore what's happening in these people's lives.
Oh, Mary, I want to commend you for being so brave and showing your arms like that. That's something I always wished I could do when I was your age, just not care about these unrealistic beauty standards.
The scene itself, I think, you know, it's kind of shocking and funny, but it's also very cruel. And I see that as it's like a show of force.
Every woman that I know understands that scene and has been there. Yes, she's playing these games with power and sort of marking her territory around Elizabeth, but it's a modeling thing about femininity, how it gets passed on from mothers to daughters. And I wanted to try to let that all play out in the mirrors that the two women are speaking into and starting to observe each other through. And probably my initial image of the shot was a lot simpler than the ultimate result.
My father used to say, you're either leaving this house in a veil or in a box.
No.
The camera lives behind a little vanity that's the smallest mirror in the shot. It was very specific to, you know, getting that angle just right and articulating those mirrors in just the right spot. I moved that mirror like 5 degrees one way, now all of a sudden we see the street. And do we like that? So it was a slow evolution during that day, but Todd is so good at articulating what he wants and giving us the inspiration. But then you have someone like Sam Lysenko, who's our production designer, Jarrell Boone and the grip team, like rigging lights that could go over the mirrors without us seeing it. And Jesse Wine, my gaffer, hiding the lights and, you know, making sure that it looked appropriate. But it's not exclusive to like me or even the departments. It's like it's a collective that goes, again, all the way back to like the genius of the writing and the characters, and Julianne Moore, Natalie Portman, and Lizzie, who played Mary. Like when that happens and all the pistons are firing and you know that we got there from everybody really understanding the intent and building something like that, it's the best feeling you can have as a filmmaker.
I would add to that, expanding out even more, that it was about the production planning. There's probably no shot in the film that we had more planning around, because this was like a 7 or 8 page long scene. It was the 3rd day of our shoot. And we had to be ready to go. And the Tech Scout produced more specific information than any other shots that we devised for the film because it had to. And we had a whole day to shoot it. And we did it really fast because we were so prepared.
That was an incredible experience to process the scene that way, because I really am not thinking about the camera at all.
The minimalistic approach was already how you wanted to do it, so that just lended right into like our plan. It wasn't for the lack of very talented people that would do anything for it, you know?
It was a really special time in Savannah. We felt like, damn, we are working as a team so well. It just took everybody hands-on, you know, sharing that process.